Hey, so for this short video, I'm gonna uh, program a very simple uh, problem that I'm sure all of you will use, and is that to use a time loop to measure specific data and then print those data in a figure and have them in a matrix. This is something that all of you might use in your project, and I thought it will be really useful to show you how to program it, so once you get to the real problem in your lab, you already know how to do it. So first, as I said, let's choose a while loop, because this is operating for a certain period of time until a certain constraint is met, and that's our time control. And then go to timing and choose an elapsed time. Say OK. Choose a time target. Show the elapsed time by creating an indicator, and define when you want to stop your while loop, and that's when the time has elapsed. So this is basically just showing you where is my this. Okay, so sorry guys, I'm gonna stop this because my front panel is weird. I'm gonna stop the video and come back. Okay, it's back. So now we are having our time target and our elapsed time. I'm not gonna make this front panel looking beautiful. I already showed you how to do this. It's just for your project, you make it look beautiful and user friendly, so the user can really understand what's happening. But the purpose of this video is just to show you how to create a block diagram. So I don't really care how beautiful this part is, so don't mind that, please. But I'm sure you can make it really beautiful. So now we have create a while loop, and it's gonna run for a certain amount of time, depending on for how long we define it as our time target, which is our control. And now we want to have an array of time that is elapsing, and then the array of data that is generating. For example, your pressure, temperature, voltage, whatever that you're measuring. And we want to have this time and voltage into one matrix that is updating for every single row. And we want to have a graph that prints our data as the x being the time and the y being your specific parameters that you are measuring. So to do that, we need to first build the arrays. I'm going to scroll it one level down. And our first array is going to be our time lapse. So I'm going to connect to the second one here, because I explained to you I want the second one to go underneath, then going on top of the array. And then I'm going to wire it to the edge of the while loop, and then I am basically creating a shift register. You already know how to do this. This is not clean. Okay. And then I'm going to create a constant of 0 for it, because I want it to be 0 always, every time that we run it back. And for this time, because we don't have a data acquisition system, I don't have a data acquisition system with me or a sensor, I'm just producing some random numbers. Assume that these random numbers are basically your parameters that you're measuring. And then again, to the array part, I'm gonna build the array for my y value or whatever that I'm measuring, and again using a shift register, clearing it to 0. Like initial values are always 0. And yeah, let's create an indicator so you can see the value of each one of them. So this is my y, and then indicator, and this is my time. I'm gonna move them here, scroll it down. You can either scroll it down or scroll it to the right, have it vertical or horizontal. I personally like the vertical one better. And I said 100 seconds, it's too much. I'll go with 10 seconds. So now this is running for 10 seconds and generating random numbers. Not every second, but because I haven't defined a wait, it's just going to generate 10 numbers based on like how fast the timer moves. So that's why I'm going to add a wait here. So this will happen every second. So then that 10 seconds actually makes sense. I will have 10 rows. And then I'm going to run it. And you can see that I'm seeing the elapsed time. I'm seeing the elapsed time here too as an array, and I'm generating some random numbers. So next, say that you want to put these two arrays into one matrix. So you go to array, to matrix, and then build a matrix. Scroll it one level down. I'm going to bring it here actually and move this to here. And then time is my x and y is my y. And then I'm going to create an indicator, which is the matrix. And I'm going to call it time slash y, whatever y it is. And I'm going to move it down. And I'm going to do it this way. So now let's run it one more time. You can see I'm just basically appending these two arrays into one matrix, and they are exactly the same values, but they are in one matrix. So for example, for you to save this matrix in an Excel file, you can do that. I've already showed you how to do it. So or save your time and y separately. We have talked about saving into an Excel file, so you guys are already familiar with it. And now let's print the x and y. Because we have an x and a y, we're going to use the xy graph. So I'm going to add the xy graph here. And the graph is here. And if you remember, because it only had one node, we have to bundle it. So we'll go to cluster and then bundle, and the x value is our time, and the y value is our y, and then we're gonna bundle it. And now let's run it one more time. Let's clean this part here. Okay, I'm gonna make it bigger, larger, and I'm gonna move this up so now you can see better. This is exactly printing whatever these values are. Like at time 0 it's 0.45, at time 1 second is 0.83, and at time 10 second is 0.7676. And then you can see the program stopped whenever the time has elapsed. And yeah, that's all I wanted to show you. That you can basically if you're in a lab and you are measuring something, you can measure it for a certain amount of time, have all the data printed in a figure and in a matrix, and then save them. There's also another way that you can save your data in Excel if you don't want to have the code, and it's that once you have created your matrix, you can click on it, actually select it, and it's really hard for me sometimes and then right click and say export, and then you can export your data to clipboard or to Excel also. But if you have it in your program as the right delimited, then it will just automatically do it and you won't forget to do it because the program will do it for you. I thought this example will be really useful to you. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. See you soon.